Let me ask you something. When's the last time you jacked off or binged a show? Now, I know this is a bit of a funny question, but I want you to look at that statistic. Are you disappointed in that statistic? And I'm gonna assume that because you clicked on this video, that you think that there's something wrong maybe about indulging in these activities. You're trying to stop, but you keep going back to it. You get consistent for a few days and then you relapse, right? And it's always a super hard relapse. It's like you stumble and you fall and you take time to get up and then you fall back down again and then you slowly climb your way back up just to fall back down again. It doesn't matter how long you go without it. If you keep going back, then there are a few things about addiction that you don't understand. And how I'm gonna help you to quit bad habits and make good ones is I'm gonna show you my 2-year transformation and how I destroyed all of my bad habits within 2 years. Instead of fighting these addictions for 2 years, I'll make you do it in 6 months. Or less if that's what you're capable of. So in this video, I'm gonna show you what I learned in quitting all of these addictions up here and how to quit them more efficiently than I did in a smaller amount of time. Addiction has caused me a lot of pain and regret in my teenage years. And I'm not talking about the hard drugs or the obvious addictions. I'm talking about the habits that social media and friends told me were normal. Things people do without thinking about the downsides. Because why not? You don't have much going on anyway. You're not chasing a purpose. So you waste time jacking off, playing video games, binge watching shows about people achieving what you want in life, or endlessly scrolling. The one day you decide to quit, you get motivated, you say, oh, I'm gonna fix this. I'm gonna become a new man, no more porn, no more TV, no more video games. They don't benefit my life, blah, 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 blah. And then you relapse a week later, or 2 weeks later. Sometimes even after a month clean, you go right back. For a long time, I thought I wasn't trying hard enough. But that wasn't the problem. There was something about the mind and about life that I didn't understand. There was a giant standing in front of me, blocking the transition. That same giant is in front of you. And once I show you how, you can beat it. The first thing you need to understand is you choose what pleasure and what pain is. I learned this from a Tony Robbins book. A man trying to quit porn and procrastination often thinks, porn is pleasure, the gym is pain, reading is pain, but I'll do it for the benefits. That mindset guarantees failure. A man who has broken these habits thinks differently. He sees lust and fantasy as pain because they leave him empty and disappointed. He doesn't feed cravings because he knows desire weakens him. And maybe you think differently. Maybe you think, chasing sex? Congratulations, you fit in. You got all the temporary pleasure and nothing else. And I use fapping to fall asleep. Congratulations, you wasted time and energy. I practice semen retention. I still have urges. I still feel sexual tension. The difference is I control it. Now that I don't release anymore, women look way more beautiful now, but I don't pedestalize them. I don't chase them. I don't let attraction control me. And this is gonna sound shocking if semen retention is your goal, because you hear shit all the time like, bro, when I was on day 14, I sat with this girl on this bench that I didn't know and I talked to her so fluently, bro. If you're on semen retention, you are not talking to girls. But why, Ashton? Because it breaks the point of semen retention. If you're on this shit, it's not because you're trying to look at girls in the eyes longer. You're trying to get away from women so you can be focusing on yourself, have better work ethic and clarity without having to chase pleasure all the damn time. It's the mindset, okay? Women weaken legs. When you're on semen retention, you're isolated from women. If you're not, you're gonna end up chasing the release, bro. It's a biological instinct. Your brain is seeing all these women and now it wants to release and will do almost anything to get it. It's biological. So cut out the female friends, all right? When you catch yourself thinking, oh, that girl over there is hot, ask yourself, what does this girl really have to offer? More distraction? More wasted energy? Period problems? Bankruptcy? Sex? There's not really much to it until you have kids. You might as well wait for 5 or 10 years. You might as well be self-centered and focused on yourself for 5 or 10 years. You might as well. There's no point. What is there? Oh, I need connection, bro. Before I get to that bogus, understand that this addiction is like a carrot on a stick. You think you're one step away, but the carrot keeps moving. You never arrive. You have to step off of the path entirely. Binging movies and video games is the same crap. There's no real value in watching fake worlds where other people achieve things while you sit still, yet it pulls you in. It's always one more episode. Then you shut off the TV and feel empty. That's not an accident. These companies design content to keep you hooked, to make stopping painful. Even a movie turns into 2, then 3 even, if you're really that knee deep into this. And before you know it, it's 11 o'clock at night and you had things to do. You just lose time and gain nothing. Video games work the same way. So does weed, so does vaping. I could keep going. The pattern is the same. If you want to change, you don't need more motivation. You need to change what your mind associates with pleasure and pain. That's how you beat the giant. Right, but if you keep coming up with excuses to give in, like for example, semen retention, if you keep giving in, if you keep fucking releasing, you're just weak. Alright? And if you're like, oh, but bro, I need connection. You know, I've been dealing with all these addictions for over 2 years now. I know how they work. When I stop working and focusing, I get this urge for intimacy or whatever the hell that you call this excuse. Let me just put it this way. When I stop working, I want to goof. I know that sounds silly, but like, I want to goon when I don't work. When I start to prioritize fun, even just like a little bit. You know, I'm talking about stupid things, I'm saying stupid things, I'm just being an idiot, you know, how teenagers are. And before you know it, I get home and I want to goon because I procrastinated all day and I wasn't hyper-focusing. It's about the hyper-focus. When I say focus on your life, I'm saying hyper-focus. I'm saying you're fully in. You are working, you're taking out all that bullshit. If you're on semen retention, you are working and you're taking out all the excess bullshit. You have to work and you have to isolate yourself from women. Because what happens when you don't? Well, your brain sees that you're around women and now it wants to release. It's instinctual. And you have to work. Otherwise, where does the fucking energy go? And if you don't work, you crave fun. You know, like if you work enough, fun, like work becomes your fun. But if you don't work enough, you start craving fun. You start craving dopamine. You start craving crap. That's how this works. That's how it's always worked. And when I'm talking about this, I'm not even talking about just semen retention. I'm talking about everything. You can bring this to weed. You can bring this to vaping. You can bring this to video games, social media, whatever. You have a scrolling problem, it's because you're craving fun. That's why. You're craving the dopamine hit. That's not you craving work. That's not you craving purpose. You're craving fun. How do you stop craving fun? How do you stop craving bullshit? You cut it out. You do work. All right? And I'm going to say this. Maybe work isn't the only thing that I do in my life. But when I'm on semen retention, all I do is work. I just work. That's the reason why I'm even doing this. And when I say that, I mean to have the ability to hyper-focus. You know, when you're craving pleasure on the side, you can't hyper-focus. You can't hyper-focus on you and dopamine crap. You can't hyper-focus on you and some girl. You might be able to focus on yourself and another girl, but what's going to happen is you're going to have a mediocre version of focus for both, and it's just going to mess you up. I go with the quote. This is a nice quote. A man either focuses on his family or focuses on himself, or does a mediocre version of both. You see a guy who's doing labor work 6 days a week. He has 3 kids. He has a wife to feed, and he has all this stuff. Do you think he's thinking, oh, but my mental health hasn't been right, I need to take more walks? Like, no. This guy's main priority is focusing on his family, feeding his family, and raising his kids. Raising his kids to be good dads, to be good men. This is a lot of shit coming from a teenager. Like, I don't want to sound too arrogant or anything, and don't want to sound like I'm just some idiot ranting on the internet because I'm inexperienced, whatever you want to call it. The thing with my information is you can take it or leave it. You know, if you're on semen retention and you're talking to girls and it's completely fine, fill your boots. Go for it. Maybe that works for you. Maybe that could work. Okay? Maybe you like hanging out with girls not for the point of sex, not for the point of connection, whatever it is, just for some unknown reason that I don't know. I'm entitled to that, which is amazing, because if we all were the same, life would be boring. If you are on semen retention and you're chasing women, all you're doing is just teasing yourself. And you go to bed thinking about it. You go to bed thinking about pleasure, thinking about the carrot, like the carrot on the stick thing, right? It's like that. So I just think that it's just teasing you. There's no real point in doing it. You might as well just cut them out and focus on yourself, because if you're talking to girls like that, it's going to be way harder to focus on yourself, because your brain is going to be in this lustful haze all the time of, craving that desire still, because you're feeding it. And then your brain is all confused because, I just talked to all these women at high school or whatever, teenager at all, I don't know, a couple hours ago, and I'm craving release, and the brain's confused, and now your brain is completely unorganized, and you're craving fun, but you're trying to work, and it's all just a mumble jumble mess. Yeah, so I just wanted to make this video because I don't think that there's a lot of good advice on quitting addictions and going on semen retention and stuff online. I see this crap all the time of you need to be talking to girls when you're on day 5, and then on day 30 you get this enhanced superpower. It's just all crap. It is. So this video is primarily focused on what I have learned in the 2 years of transforming myself and transforming my life. I went through many stages. I went through a stage where I was chasing women, and then I went through a stage where I didn't know if it was good or bad. I was just doing it, and I just didn't know. And when I was 13 years old, I was addicted to a handful of things. I was playing VR video games, so it's the next step to video game addiction, I guess. It's just video games, but more stimulating. I hope this video has helped you. Make sure to take life seriously, and I'll see you guys later, I guess.